Oh, I already did that song the last time that we started a podcast.
Yeah, you did.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Patreon episode
Of Find Your Beach podcast.
I think we should turn this podcast to...
Find Your Bitch?
Nope.
No?
I was going to say, how was your week? Because we pretty soon are just going to see each other primarily when we're podcasting.
You mean like when... You're talking about in March?
No.
When I go on tour?
Just the rest of the year. I've got a lot of stuff coming up.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were so busy.
Yeah, I'm
booked and busy. My man is booked and busy.
I'm doing a movie with Shia
LaBeouf?
Yeah, it's me, Shia LaBeouf, Mel Gibson, and Brian Callen.
It's a porn?
It's a porn.
Yeah.
No, it's a movie about making a porn. There's no actual sex in it. It's not SAG, though. Well, it's SAG in Romania. It's whatever Romania's SAG is, but I'm pretty excited about it. I guess I don't get paid in cash. I get paid in a new crypto coin, and
So you don't get paid?
well, once the crypto goes on to the bigger markets, I can allocate it into cash, but it depends on, I guess, if it can be put into wallets and things like that. I don't really know.
You know what's cool about being paid in Bitcoin is it's getting paid in promises, you know? And there's nothing that makes me feel safer than I'll get you later.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's how our new mayor wants to be paid. Mm-hmm. Eric Adams is asking for his salary in Bitcoin, and also Odell Beckham Jr. So joke's on you. Men want Bitcoin, okay? Mm-hmm. So you can keep your feminine paper money, but we're moving into the future.
Okay. Do you remember? So actually, Andy told my dad that he's been trading Bitcoin, and my dad did one of his. He pulled a real Logan Roy move. He was like, short term, right? And Andy was like, well, it's just I've been doing it like 6 months, and my dad was like, no, short term income. Short term, you got to pay taxes on it. He started schooling Andy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you loved that.
I loved it.
You loved that because...
Let me tell you something. Old money is going nowhere.
Yeah,
Nowhere.
But I don't even know what you're talking about.
I mean, listen, I'm out of the will, but I have pride in where it came from.
That's so weird. It's so weird.
What's so weird?
Just that your family probably owned most of your friends' relatives. You know? It's so weird.
You think your family didn't? You think you came from just the good white people?
I actually know that on my dad's side, they were like pilgrims. You know, like they've been around a long time. But
Pilgrims were great people.
They stayed north. I mean, I think there's just a trail of bloody feathers all the way across the northern United States on my father's side.
Right.
But on my mother's side, they came directly from Scotland. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm sure there's like some Canadian Indians that could be pissed at us, but...
Yeah. On my mom's side, they came directly from Sweden.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I wonder if...
My mom's mom moved here from Sweden.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you know that we can get citizenship in those countries if we have close enough...
Well, she's dead.
No, you can get it just because your grandma was a Swedish citizen.
What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, because I can get Scottish citizenship, I think, because my great-grandfather was a Scottish citizen. So let's get a second citizenship.
I would love that.
I know.
I'm trying to get out of here.
Escape plan.
I'm serious.
I'm dead serious. I would
Dude,
love
I
to.
would move to Sweden.
Wouldn't it be fun to just record this from a little island?
Oh, I'd love that so much.
We just had like a little modern house where one wall was just a window looking at just plain grass and pines, and once in a while the Marmal Duke comes out of the ocean and it attacks a village.
I didn't even know Marmal Dukes lived in the ocean. I thought those were like a fantasy animal.
No, Marmal Duke's the sea dog, the giant sea dog. He comes from the ocean and he needs sustenance.
This doesn't sound less fantasy.
Nope, it's true.
I want to know if this is real. Marmal Duke.
I made that word up.
Really?
So before you.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like it's made up.
I know.
Hold on. I feel like that's a word.
Well, Marmaduke is a giant dog.
Oh, so you were just...
I said Marmal Duke because I was trying to think of like a Scandinavian. I can't remember.
Marmal Duke.
Marmal Duke. I can't remember what I said on that one story that you did in Iceland where I was like, my fruttatar are all bukbarar. Do you remember that one?
No.
You got good praise. You said Andy's speaking in...
Your fake Icelandic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I want
miss
to thank
Iceland.
everybody for coming out to the show.
Thank you so much for coming. And what is the accent I'm doing? What's happening with my mouth
You're
right
going
now?
real Southern European. Speaking of which, we're going to South Europe in case the Omicron attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Unless the Omicron attacks.
You know, we haven't had an episode since before Thanksgiving. It was
know.
on Thanksgiving Day that we had our last episode. We haven't shared about our Thanksgiving dinner. We went to Bobby Kelly's house.
Yeah, it was great.
Had a fantastic, beautiful Thanksgiving meal. And then we went to the Comedy Cellar and we both did shows.
Uh-huh.
And we brought Mouse with us because the Great American Cunt downstairs, you know, she probably was home because God knows she's not celebrating with anybody.
Her twat hair caught in a rat's nest.
Drain. Yeah. And
and then the next day I left for the Midwest.
Yeah.
And I saw some people too.
And you've been home from the pod?
Well, Luca came out. Luca was at my show on Sunday last night.
Yeah.
Like 2 nights ago. And then another fan came out and I felt really bad, but I was like exhausted and they came up to like talk to me. And I literally was like, I have to go. I just was like, I'm really nice to meet you, but I have to go. And
oh, wow, you're so famous.
It wasn't a VIB, so I don't feel too bad.
Well, so you gave somebody the shaft?
I apologized because they took a really cool picture of me, and then I reposted it, and then I said, hey, I'm sorry that I so awkwardly and abruptly left, but I like was hurting.
Yeah, when I spoke to you, what was that on Sunday night? Yeah, you were on another planet. How sad is Appleton, huh?
Oh, man. I mean,
fucking
here's the thing.
sad town. Piece of shit town. I mean, the people are fine, but like...
It wasn't as sad as like some places. Like, it wasn't like, you know, junkies and poverty. It was just like blah.
Yeah, no,
you know?
It's almost like junkies and poverty. At least you got some action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something's going on there. Appleton, nothing is happening.
I had 2 out of 4 sets were fun. But they shut down on me for anything that had any kind of substance. They did not want to hear about depression or politics or any of that.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of... It's so funny because you could talk about politics, you know, when Trump was in office because people wanted to talk about it, you know? And also like conservatives... I guess liberals got really upset whenever something didn't go their way when Trump was in office, and they would like unsubscribe from something or just be like, I'm not listening to this anymore. But we have fans that listen to this podcast that whenever we talk about politics, they'll bail. They'll like leave a note and be like, I'm sorry, like you're fucking with me and I don't like listening to you talk about politics and I'm out. And it's so, to me, fucking insane because it's like, no one on this podcast is sitting here telling you got to like see things the way we see them. We might be making fun of somebody, but like audiences are so divided and whatever. That's honestly been talked about to death. Like who gives a shit anymore?
I honestly like don't want to like I like to push buttons and I get a kick out of like a rise, you know? Like,
yeah.
But I also just don't care enough anymore to like push my agenda on people. Like the second that they shut down on me about making fun of the insurrection, I was just like, all right, well, I don't care. I want you to laugh more than I want you to see my point of view.
Right.
So I just stopped telling the joke for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I'm not going to make, like, I'm going to make fun of liberals for you. Because
right.
It's funner, actually, to make fun of liberals. It's funny because we were talking about this. Do you mind if am I changing the subject too abruptly?
No.
It's a segue.
Yeah.
But we were talking, so obviously you guys have heard about Omicron, and I've decided that
What if somebody hasn't? They're just like, what?
Three letters. I mean, when they're getting into triple syllable Greek letters, it's gone too far. We don't know anything about this variant. It's shown nothing but mutations. We don't know if it attacks you differently, if it's more contagious, whatever.
Right.
We don't know if the vaccine doesn't resist to it, whatever. And I'm not scared. I'm not going to go back into my pain bubble. Because we were talking about this last night about how it's broken people's brains.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what I was saying last night was that like
we have a mutual friend who lost his mind, basically. Like, and I have friends that have lost their mind that are like gripped by fear of the virus, and then I have friends who have lost their minds who are like, you know, the government is trying to control you with the vaccine, and like, but it's broken people. I'm giving people the context of how this came up.
Yeah, because I was just saying like, it's one thing for there to be a pandemic and like people are bleeding out of their eyes and we have to like stay inside and like fight for water.
Yeah.
Because then our like survival skills kick in and we're like, this means something. But this pandemic was just like, most people are going to get pretty sick, but you have Netflix and you're like, what is this? It was just like, it was purgatory.
Yeah, it was like, well, you said it perfectly last night and pretty poorly just now, but you were like, all of our dreams were put on hold. The people that we spent our colleagues that we thought we would be working with for the next decade just like had sex with someone and had a baby and moved and everything about our lives was interrupted and just put on hold. And so that's not a very clear thing. Like, you're right. We're just in the hallway. Yeah. We're just waiting for something to happen. And meanwhile, the people around us that we loved and that we spent almost every day with are just like kind of disappearing. You know, even if they're not dying, but they are disappearing in this weird way.
Well, I think it's like we aged in this way that is traditional, but there wasn't the landmarks to prepare us. You know, like it was like we didn't get to like spend the last year and a half preparing to like see a friend get pregnant, go to their shower, you know, kind of like those steps that you do. It was just like abrupt. Like you didn't see anybody for a year and a half, and then when you saw them again, they're like, I'm a parent now. Yeah. I'm not like your buddy that hangs out.
Dude, I was talking to my best friend got pregnant, and she had a baby, and she is like, I was talking to her last night about what it's like to be a mom, and she was like, you know, I had no fucking idea. She was like, I had no idea what a massive change this was going to be. Like, of course I knew parenthood is a big change. She goes, but I'm like, I lost my identity. She's like, I feel like I lost my identity. Mm-hmm. And it makes me think back to like when I got pregnant and how scared I was, because I feel like I watched my mom had 5 kids. Yeah. You know, and every single time she got pregnant, like she got further and further away from being a painter and having like hobbies and having friendships with other women. And like, she just became more and more isolated. And so as a kid, you're watching that and you're going, okay, so motherhood sucks. Yeah. Like, and then the other part of your kid brain is like, but I have to become a mom because that's what my mom did, you know, because you don't think about like, you just think about doing what your parents did. You don't think about doing something different from that.
It's kind of weird though, because I don't feel like you or I ever probably wanted to do what our parents did. I think we're those like, maybe that's our whole generation. I never was like, I'm going to go get a job at an insurance company and like be a businessman.
No, neither was I. But I think that in my brain, like in my lizard brain, I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want and I'm going to have a stable life. I'm going to have a stable home life. I'm going to have a 401k. I'm going to have all these things that my parents had, but I'm going to do it my way, and it's going to be fun.